ಓಂ ಓಂ ನಾರಾಯಣ. ಸುಗಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ ಸುಗಮ ವಿ ವರ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸಿಂಗ್ ಪಶ್ವಾದಿಭಿಶ್ಚ ಅವಿಶೇಷಾತ್. ಸೊ ಟೂ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. One, earlier one experience was analyzed, one experience was examined to show how it was due to adhyasa. ಮೊದಲು ಎರಡು ಅಂಶಗಳಿವೆ. ಲಿಟಿಲ್ ಐಲ್ ಸೇ ಇನ್ ಕನ್ನಡ ಟು. ಓಕೆ, ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಎರಡು ಅಂಶಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಮೊದಲನೆಯ ಅಂಶ ಪ್ರಮಾಣ ಪ್ರಮೇಯ ವ್ಯವಹಾರವು ಅಧ್ಯಾಸವಿದ್ದರೆ ಆಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಪ್ರಮಾಣದಿಂದ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸತ್ಯಜ್ಞಾನವಾಗಲಿ ಮಿಥ್ಯಾಜ್ಞಾನವಾಗಲಿ, ಹಗ್ಗವನ್ನೇ ತಿಳಿಯಲಿ ಹಾವನ್ನೇ ತಿಳಿಯಲಿ, ಹಗ್ಗವಾಗಲಿ ಹಾವಾಗಲಿ, ಬೋತ್ ಆರ್ ನೋನ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಪ್ರಮಾಣ. ಸೊ ಆ ಪ್ರಮಾಣ ಪ್ರಮಾತೃ ಪ್ರಮೇಯವಾಗಿರುವುದೇ ಅಧ್ಯಾಸ. ಓಕೆ, ದಿಸ್ ಐ ಸೇ ಇನ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್. ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಐ ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್. ಸೊ ವೆದರ್ ಯು ನೋ ಎ ರೋಪ್ ಆರ್ ಎ ಸ್ನೇಕ್. ಓಕೆ, ವೆದರ್ ಯು ನೋ ಎ ರೋಪ್ ಆರ್ ಎ ಸ್ನೇಕ್, ರಜ್ಜು ಅಥವಾ ಸರ್ಪ, ಬೋತ್ ಆಫ್ ದೆಮ್ ಯು ನೋ ಥ್ರೂ ಪ್ರಮಾಣ. If there is a defect in the pramana, you see it as a snake. If the pramana is not if there is no defect in the pramana, you see the rope. Either way, whether you see rope or snake, haggave nodali havanne nodali, either way the very pramana, whether defective pramana or defectless pramana, the very pramana prameya pramatru, this itself is due to adhyasa. Without adhyasa, very pramatrutvam would not be there, pramana would not be there, prameya would not be there. So the prameya may be rightly understood, wrongly understood. The pramana may be defective or defectless. ಪ್ರಮಾಣದಲ್ಲಿ ದೋಷವಿರಲಿ ದೋಷವಿರದಿರಲಿ, ಶುದ್ಧವಾಗಿರಲಿ. ಪ್ರಮೇಯವು ಹಗ್ಗವನ್ನೇ ತಿಳಿಯಲಿ ಹಾವನ್ನೇ ತಿಳಿಯಲಿ, ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆ ವಿಷಯವು ಶುದ್ಧ ಅಶುದ್ಧ, ಪ್ರಮಾಣ, ತಪ್ಪು ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆ ಸರಿಯಾದ ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆ, ಸರಿಯಾಗೇ ತಿಳ್ಕೋ ತಪ್ಪಾಗೇ ತಿಳ್ಕೋ, ಪ್ರಮೇಯ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪ್ರಮಾತೃ, ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ತ್ರೀ ಆರ್ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ಅಧ್ಯಾಸ. ಈ ಪ್ರಮಾತೃ ಪ್ರಮಾಣ ಪ್ರಮೇಯವೇ ಅಧ್ಯಾಸ ಮೂಲಕ ಹೇಳುವುದೇ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತಾತ್ಪರ್ಯ. ಓಕೆ, so it is the entire pramatru pramana prameya. This very triputi presupposes adhyasa. Without taking anatma as yourself, you the pure consciousness, without taking anatma as myself, you would not be experiencing yourself to be pramatru. And the pramatru, once pramatru is experienced, pramatrutvam requires within the adhyasa, it requires a relationship with pramana, defective or defectless, whatever it is, but pramana. The pramatru requires a relationship of pramana. Pramana pramatru require a relationship with prameya. The prameya rightly understood, wrongly understood, but there is a relationship. So adhyasa creates a pramatrutvam, creates a pramana, creates a prameya. So this pramatru pramana prameya, all these three exist in adhyasa. Pramatru pramana prameya, all these three come to be experienced in adhyasa. Therefore the very pramana vyavahara, examination, examining the very pramana vyavahara, you come to understand that there is definitely adhyasa. Without adhyasa, there would not have been pramatrutvam. Okay, this was discussed in the previous one. Now this, I have to say this because there is a comparison between these two. Now second he says, vyavahara, the very ಪಶ್ವಾದಿಭಿಶ್ಚ ವ್ಯವಹಾರ, a reaction similar to animals. A reaction similar to animals also proves, if you examine them, proves means they point out. They point out. Even when you examine the behavior of human beings, which is similar to animals. ಮನುಷ್ಯನ ನಡತೆ ಪಶುಗಳಿಗೆ ಸಮಾನವಾಗಿರುವಂಥ ನಡತೆ ಇದೆ. ಆ ನಡತೆಯನ್ನು ಗಮನಿಸಿದ್ದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಧ್ಯಾಸ ಇದೆ ಎಂದು ಅಧ್ಯಾಸ ಕಡೆಗೆ ತೋರಿಸುತ್ತದೆ. ಇಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಔಟ್ ದ ಪ್ರೆಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಧ್ಯಾಸ. ವಾಟ್ ದ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಬಿಹೇವಿಯರ್, human reaction which is similar to animals. Here this we were discussing. See, human beings may be different from animals in certain respect. Human beings are ಮನುಷ್ಯರು ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳಿಗಿಂತ ಕೆಲವು ವಿಷಯಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಇದೆ, ಆದರೂ ಕೆಲವು ಅಂಶಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಮ್ಯವಿದೆ. किंतु स्वभाव मात्रानुसारिणः स्वभाव अनुविद्ध बुद्धिचातुर्य मात्रानुसारिणो वा. Animals know objects as favorable or unfavorable. If you see money, we get attracted. But if you see somebody holding a stick, we get frightened and run away. Animals also, if they find something favorable, they get attracted. They get attracted to the favorable, or they go towards the favorable thing, or avoid the unfavorable. First, recognizing favorable, unfavorable things, and reacting accordingly, going towards it or running away from it, avoiding it or approaching it. So this much reaction you find similar in human beings and animals. ಅನುಕೂಲವು ಪ್ರತಿಕೂಲವೆಂದು ಗೊತ್ತು ಮಾಡುವುದು. ಅವು ವಸ್ತುವು ಅನುಕೂಲವಾ ಪ್ರತಿಕೂಲವಾ, ನಮಗೆ ಸುಖವನ್ನುಂಟು ಮಾಡ್ತದಾ ದುಃಖವನ್ನುಂಟು ಮಾಡ್ತದಾ ಎಂಬುದು ಅನುಕೂಲತೆಯನ್ನು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುವುದು. ಅನುಕೂಲವಾದರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಹಿಡಿಯುವಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗುವುದು, ಪ್ರತಿಕೂಲವಾದರೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಓಡಿ ಹೋಗುವುದು ಹೆದರುಕೊಂಡು. ಈ ತರಹ reaction is there in animals and also human beings. ಮನುಷ್ಯರಲ್ಲಿಯೂ ಇದೇ ತರಹ ನಡತೆ. So recognizing a thing to be favorable and also unfavorable, this discriminative understanding between favorability and unfavorability is okay. And when you find the thing favorable, go towards it. When you find it unfavorable, run away from it, avoid it. This understanding the difference between favorability and unfavorability, and also two different reactions, choosing a different reaction of approaching it or avoiding it, these two is common to animals and human beings. But this reaction is this recognition and reaction involves some understanding. Human being has got a certain thinking capacity. See the difference. See, I am showing the difference here because in spite of the difference, adhyasa is common. What he means to say is, there is a similarity, there is a difference also. There is a similarity between animals and human beings. There is a dissimilarity. In spite of dissimilarity, adhyasa is common. ಅಂದರೆ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಮನುಷ್ಯರಿಗೆ, ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಮನುಷ್ಯಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರ ನಡತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಅಂಶದಲ್ಲಿ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಇದೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಇದೆ, ಮನುಷ್ಯನಿಗೆ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿದೆ, ಆದರೆ ಒಂದು ಅಂಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಇಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ಸಾಮ್ಯವಿದೆ. ಈ ಸಾಮ್ಯ ಅಧ್ಯಾಸವನ್ನೇ ಸೂಚಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಹೇಳುವುದೇ ತಾತ್ಪರ್ಯ. ನಮ್ಮ ನಡತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಬಗೆಯಾದ ಸಾಮ್ಯತೆ ಇದೆ. ಆ ಸಾಮ್ಯವು ಅಧ್ಯಾಸವನ್ನು ಕಡೆಗೆ ತೋರಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ನಾವು he is showing the difference. There is a little difference. Animals also recognize favorable, unfavorable, and avoid and approach and avoid. human beings also recognize favorable, unfavorable, and then approach and avoid it. In these, recognizing the favorability, unfavorability, and also approaching and avoiding it, there is a slightly difference in human being and animals. In fact, this is not the topic, our topic to be discussed, yet we are discussing because to show that in spite of difference there is similarity. In spite of the difference there is similarity. So what is the difference? He is showing animals, the recognition of favorability, unfavorability. That is, knowledge is instinctive in animals, and the reactions are also instinctive. They don't require a highly sophisticated intelligence, advanced intelligence, a sophisticated understanding. They have a very instinctive understanding. Human being has got very refined understanding, very sharp intelligence, and also his intelligence is of high level. But in spite of these things, there is similarity. Now, this difference is continuing, you see, buddhi chaturya matranusarinaha. So, the chaturyam, the cleverness, the understanding of animals, the intelligence of animals is an instinctive intelligence. Swabhava siddha buddhi chaturyam. Buddhi chaturyam is intelligence. Swabhava siddham, just a minute, I don't know where did I put all this. Okay, Swabhava siddham means an instinctive. It's not very refined, it's not very high and advanced intelligence. Swabhava siddha, andre instinctive. See, even dogs recognize. See, dogs recognize a smell, particular smell, and trace the smell. But all this is an instinctive intelligence, not a humanistic intelligence, not a human intelligence. ನಾಯಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಬಗೆಯಾದ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಇರುತ್ತದೆ, ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಚಾತುರ್ಯ. ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಚಾತುರ್ಯ ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ವಿಶೇಷ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞೆ ಇರುತ್ತದೆ, ವಿಶೇಷ ಬುದ್ಧಿ. ಏನದು? ವಾಸನೆಯನ್ನು ನೋಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಈ ವಾಸನ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ಬರುತ್ತದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಅದೇ ವಾಸನವನ್ನು ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಎಷ್ಟುವರೆಗೂ ಹೋಗುತ್ತದೋ ಅದು ಟ್ರೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಇಟ್ ಟ್ರೇಸಸ್ the root of once it feels the smell, it goes on the smell. One. Second thing is, it sees one smell and it recognizes it even after 1 year also it recognizes the same smell. Or maybe at least a few months it recognizes the same person I am smelling it. So it has got this much of intelligence, but it is all instinctive intelligence. To show the difference between human beings and animal, Swamiji is telling Swabhava siddha buddhi chaturya matranusarino animals. Ata evahi vyagra gaja bhujanga madayopi manushyahi kathanchit pralobhya. But human being has got little higher intelligence. It has got certain intelligence, but that intelligence is fixed. That means it becomes its nature. It doesn't learn new intelligence. It doesn't learn new facts. Human being is capable of learning from the past and change its behavior. Animals don't change. Animals have certain instinctive behavior, and they are found to have it throughout their life just the same way. If a dog has got a capacity to recognize its smell, and that continues throughout its life, it doesn't change, it doesn't learn from the past. Whereas human being learns from the past mistakes, he changes his strategy. This much difference is there. That's why you observe the human being, you observe the animals. ಮನುಷ್ಯನು ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳನ್ನು ಗಮನಿಸ್ತಾನೆ, ಅವರಲ್ಲಿರುವ ಸ್ವಭಾವವು ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತದೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆ ಇದೆ, ಅವರ ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ಗಮನಿಸ್ತಾನೆ. It watches its cleverness, intelligence also. And once you observe it, yes, this is his fixed intelligence. ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಯು ಕಾಂಟ್ ಸೇ. ಸಿ, ಮನುಷ್ಯನನ್ನು ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಸ್ವಭಾವವೇನು ಗಮನಿಸಿದ್ದರೆ ಕಷ್ಟ. ಒಂದು ಸಲ ಮನುಷ್ಯನಿಗೆ ಈ ಸ್ವಭಾವ, ನಾಯಿಗೆ ಈ ಸ್ವಭಾವವಿದೆ ಎಂದು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡರೆ ಈಗ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದರೂ ಅದೇ ಸ್ವಭಾವ ಇರುತ್ತದೆ. ಮನುಷ್ಯನಿಗೆ ಈ ಸ್ವಭಾವವಿದೆ ಎಂದು ಒಂದು ಮನುಷ್ಯನಿಗೆ ನೋಡಿದರೆ ಒಂದು ತಿಂಗಳ ನಂತರ ನೋಡೋ, ತಿಂಗಳೇಕೆ ಒಂದು 2-3 ದಿವಸಕ್ಕೆ ಬದಲಾಯಿಸಿಬಿಡ್ತಾನೆ. ನೀವು ಶಾಕ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಡ್ತೀರಿ. ಅವನಪ್ಪ ಹೀಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಈಗ ನೋಡೋದು ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ ಹಾಗೆ. ಅಯ್ಯೋ ನಾನು ನಾನೇ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೆ, ನೀವು ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ನಿನ್ನೆ, ಇವತ್ತವ್ರು ಬದಲಾಯಿಸಿಬಿಟ್ಟ. ಸೊ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸೀನ್, ಬಟ್ ಸಿ ಎನ್ ಎನಿಮಲ್, ಇಫ್ ಯು ಸಿ ಎ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ನೇಚರ್ ಇನ್ ಎನ್ ಎನಿಮಲ್, it behaves the same way throughout its life. Therefore, it is easy to catch an animal, to set a trap and catch an animal. Whereas a human being, if he uses one strategy, human being uses a strategy, we come to know, suppose one thief robber enters your house. He did certain way of finding, certain way of robbing it. Once we come to know that his method of entering, his method of stealing, next day, tomorrow he will change his method, because they will suspect me. They will take care of their house and tomorrow they will arrest me. He'll change this thing. Animal can't change. See, ಒಂದು ಕಳ್ಳ, I say the same thing in Telugu. ಒಂದು ಕಳ್ಳ ಒಂದು ಸಲ ಒಂದು ಪದ್ಧತಿ ಅವಲಂಬಿಸಿದ್ದರೆ ಕಳ್ಳತನ ಮಾಡುವುದಕ್ಕೆ, ಜನರು ಗೊತ್ತು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಅವರು ಅದೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದೇ ಪದ್ಧತಿ ಅವಲಂಬಿಸ್ತಾನೆ. ಬಟ್ ಒಂದು ಸಲ ಮನುಷ್ಯನಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯಿತು, ಅಮ್ಮೋ ನನ್ನ ಪದ್ಧತಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯಿತು ಅಂದರೆ ಮರುದಿವಸ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಪದ್ಧತಿ ಅವಲಂಬಿಸ್ತಾನೆ, ಆ ಪದ್ಧತಿ ಬಿಡುತ್ತಾನೆ. ಮನುಷ್ಯನಿಗೆ ಬದಲಾಯಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳುವಂಥ ಹಳೆಯ ಅನುಭವದಿಂದ ಕಲಿಯುವುದು, ಹೊಸದು ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾನ್ ಬದಲಾಯಿಸುವುದು, ಇಷ್ಟು ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆ ಮನುಷ್ಯನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ, ಎನಿಮಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. This intelligent of changing your earlier plans, if you are caught, if you see that others have come to know, if you are telling a lie, if you are following a method, if others came to know, they have learnt it, tomorrow you will change the method. Human being is capable of changing the method. He won't follow the same thing. Oh, others have known it, now they will arrest me. Now tomorrow he will change another method, change it to another method. So this much intelligence human being has, whereas animals don't have. If you see the nature of a dog, it will remain the same. If you see the nature of a cow, it remains the same. That's why Swamiji says human beings are capable of watching animals, understand the nature of animals, and understand that this is the nature of this animal, tiger or dog or a cow or a goat or a sheep or a horse. Once you know their natures, you catch them, arrest them, trap them, and then use them what it yields to, what an animal can yield to. Once you know it, then you control it. But human being you can't do. You apply one method today, if the fellow learns it, tomorrow he will change it. Your method will fail. Your method of holding him, trapping him fails. But the poor tiger and the biggest wild animals like tiger and lion also get caught, because they don't learn newly in life. Whatever intelligence they have is instinctive. Okay. ಅತಯೇವ ಹಿ ವ್ಯಾಘ್ರಭುಜಂಗ ಮಾದಯೋಪಿ ಮನುಷ್ಯೈಃ ಕಥಂಚಿತ್ ಪ್ರಲೋಭ್ಯ. That's why manushas, human beings, somehow they tempt them, frighten them and arrest them, catch them. Badhyate swechhanuvartinascha kriyante, they are caught and then also subjugated, swechhanuvartinascha, and train them up and control them. They train the animals and control them, what you call them, domesticate them. We can domesticate the animals, then they will listen to you what they say. See, you can domesticate an animal. Can you domesticate a man? Even if you domesticate, tomorrow he will behave differently. See, human being is very intelligent, unlike animals. So kriyante iti suprasiddhametat atacha te pratyakshadi vyavaharavanto drishyante tasman naviveka vijnanam apekshate vyavahare. Therefore, they don't need viveka vijnanam. Animals don't need it. Kintu pratikula anukula vijnana samutpatri matram, that whether a thing is favorable, unfavorable or not, they know only this much. See, if a goat is kept in a trap means a metallic room, bars with iron bars, a room made of iron bars. A goat is caught inside it. See, it sees that the goat is useful to me. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಮೇಕೆಯನ್ನು ಒಂದು ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಬೋನುನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಮೇಕೆಯನ್ನು ಕಟ್ಟು ಹಾಕಿದ್ದರೆ ಈ ಟೈಗರ್ ಆಗಲಿ ಹುಲಿ ಆಗಲಿ ಸಿಂಹವಾಗಲಿ ನನಗೆ ಮೇಕೆ ಬೇಕು, ಮೇಕೆ ನನಗೆ ಅನುಕೂಲವಾಗಿದೆ ಎಂದು ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಈ ಮೇಕೆ ಮೂಲಕ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಯಾರಾದರೂ ಹಿಡಿಯುವಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರ, ಆ ಥಾಟ್ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ. ಈಸ್ ಸಂಬಡಿ ಟ್ರೈಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಪ್ ಮೀ ವಿತ್ ದ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಗೋಟ್? It doesn't understand. The tiger or lion don't understand. They see the goat tied there and it finds that goat, it wants to eat the goat and it goes there. It goes there. It doesn't understand, in the name of this goat, is somebody trying to catch me? Probably this is a trap. This is a trap. Probably this is a trap. It doesn't understand. Somebody trying to catch me. It doesn't understand. It sees the goat, feels happy and enters. It sees the goat there, feels happy and enters. As soon as it enters, that's all, door is closed. It's caught. It gets angry, it screams. It screams, but it is a foolishness. Because you should have seen that somebody is trapping you. You found you got a goat, felt happy. But you are trapped. But human being puts the trap like this. But if human being is given some money, he looks at it. Why is he giving money? Why is he giving money? Is he trying to cheat me? This human being thinks of it. If somebody offers me money, they say, why are you offering me? He says, no, just like that, I don't need money, so you need it, take it. He says, I need it, okay. But why should I take it from you? Because I am giving you, I am offering you. You are offering, I know it. I am also badly in need of money. But I suspect by giving this money, are you not trapping me? You might be trapping me. Now you give it probably and then catch and then take something more from me in another way. You may extract more from me by offering this small help. He suspects it. Animal cannot suspect that. This much of intelligence is there. Okay. So it sees whether the goat is favorable to it or not. ಮೇಕ ತನಗೆ ಅನುಕೂಲವಿದೆ ಇಲ್ಲವೋ ಇಷ್ಟೇ ನೋಡ್ತದೆ ಹೊರತು ಈ ಮೇಕೆಯಿಂದ ಈ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಹಿಡಿಯುವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನಾ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಕೇಪಬಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಮೂರ್ಖತ. ಎನಿಮಲ್ಸ್, ಮನುಷ್ಯನಿಗೆ ಏನೇ ಆಫರ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ನೋಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಈ ಆಫರ್ ಏಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ, ಏನು ಉದ್ದೇಶ, ಅದು ಕ್ವಶ್ಚನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಮನುಷ್ಯ. ಪ್ರಾಣಿ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಲ ಮೇಕೆ ಸಪೋಸಿಂಗ್ ಒಂದು ಸಲ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಕೊಂಡಿತು ಒಂದು ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಪ್ನಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್, ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ರಿಲೀಸ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ವೆನ್ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಪ್ ಈಸ್ ಫೌಂಡ್, ಡಸ್ ಎನಿಮಲ್ ಸಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್, ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಪ್ಡ್, ಅಮ್ಮೋ ದಿಸ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್, ಈಸ್ ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆಂಟ್ ಫೆಲ್ಲೋ, ಯು ಶುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ ಹಿಮ್. ಈ ಮನುಷ್ಯನು ಮಹಾಬುದ್ಧಿವಂತ, ಇವರನ್ನು ನಂಬಬಾರದು ಎಂದು ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ತದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಮನುಷ್ಯರು ಬುದ್ಧಿವಂತರು, ನಮಗಿಂತ ಅವರು ನಂಬಬಾರದು ಎಂದು ಅರ್ಥವೇ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳಲ್ಲ. ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಸಲ ಬೋನ್ ಕಟ್ಟಿ ಬೋನ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಬಂದು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೇಕೆ ಇಟ್ಟರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಕೊಳ್ತದೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಲ ಆದರೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಕೊಳ್ತದೆ. ಇದೇ ಮೂರ್ಖತನ. ಇಟ್ ಗೆಟ್ಸ್ ಕಾಟ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೈಮ್ಸ್. ಯು ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಪ್, ಅಗೇನ್ ಯು ಸೆಟ್ ಎ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಪ್, ಅಗೇನ್ ಬಿಲೀವ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್. It doesn't say that, earlier also I was caught like that. These human beings are becoming very intelligent now. They are putting a goat inside so that we can enter inside. As soon as we enter, door is closed. See how cunning, how cheating these human beings are. It is incapable of understanding. It trusts them. When some kind of fodder is given, it trusts them. Some food is given, it trusts them. That's all. And it gets caught. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್ ಈಸ್ ಅನುಕೂಲ ಪ್ರತಿಕೂಲ ಜ್ಞಾನ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್. ಈಸ್ ಸಂಬಡಿ ಸೆಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಎ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಪ್, ಇಟ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್. ದೇರ್ ಫೋರ್ ಕಿಂತು ಪ್ರತಿಕೂಲ ಅನುಕೂಲ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ಸಮುತ್ಪತ್ತಿ ಮಾತ್ರಂ ಇತಿ ಸಿದ್ಧಂ ತತ್ರ ಯದುಚ್ಯತೆ ಪ್ರಮಾಣಜನಿತತ್ವಾತ್ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನಸ್ಯ ನ ವಿದ್ಯಾಪುರಸ್ಸರತ್ವಂ ವ್ಯವಹಾರಸ್ಯ ಇತಿ. ನಾವು Pramana janitatvat jnanasya. Now, if the jnanam that arises is Pramanajanyam. Pramanajanyam means without any defect. Defectless Pramana. If you see that it is a rope, earlier when you tried to see the rope, it appeared as a snake. Then we can say there is an ajnana, there is a misunderstanding. But when I see the rope, when I see the rope, there is no defect in the pramana. ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರತ್ಯಕ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ತಪ್ಪಿಲ್ಲ, ಅನುಮಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ತಪ್ಪಿಲ್ಲ. ಪ್ರತ್ಯಕ್ಷ ಪ್ರಮಾಣದಲ್ಲಿ there is no defect in my perception, there is no defect in my inference. When somebody offers something, there is no defect, no doubt, because it is a pramanajanya jnana. Understanding the rope is a knowledge born of pramana, a right means of knowledge. But that doesn't mean ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅಜ್ಞಾನವಿಲ್ಲ ಎಂದು ಹೇಳಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಮಾಣದಲ್ಲಿ ದೋಷವಿಲ್ಲದಿದ್ದರೆ, if there is no defect in the pramana and your pramana is revealing an object correctly, pramana means perception and inference are revealing their objects correctly. That means you understand the rope as a rope. Now there is no adhyasa, there is no bhranti. There is no bhranti. You see, understand the rope as a rope. Your pramana is defectless. Your understanding is correct. Therefore, can you say there is no adhyasa? See, in spite of this, in spite of your knowledge about the rope being correct, I repeat, in spite of your knowledge of rope being correct, in spite of your perception and inference being defectless, in spite of your perception and inference being defectless, yet your very pramana, pramata, prameya itself presupposes adhyasa. Because consciousness identified with the mind, subject mind, is called pramatru. Consciousness identified with the pramana, sense organs and mind, that is pramana consciousness. Then consciousness identify with the prameya. So the same consciousness seen as a pramatru, pramana, prameya, all the three are adhyastha. Okay, that adhyasa is avidya. That adhyasa is avidya. Therefore, in spite of your pramana going correct, your pramana happens to be correctly revealing the object, yet the very pramana is adhyasa. Two things see. One is pramana can be defective for two reasons. One is a functional defect, another is its existential defect. Functional defect in pramana, ಪ್ರಮಾಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ಬಗೆಯಾದ ತಪ್ಪುಗಳಿರಬಹುದು. ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಮಾಣದ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ತಪ್ಪು, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಪ್ರಮಾಣವು ಪ್ರಮಾಣವಾಗಿರುವುದೇ ತಪ್ಪು. ಅಧ್ಯಾಸಗಳು, ಅವಿದ್ಯೆಗಳು ಎರಡು ಹಂತದಲ್ಲಿರುತ್ತವೆ. ಪ್ರಮಾಣದಲ್ಲಿ ತಪ್ಪಿದ್ದರೆ ತಪ್ಪು ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆ ಆಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಇಫ್ ದೆರ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಡಿಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಪ್ರಮಾಣ, ಯುವರ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪ್ರಮೇಯ ಗೋಸ್ ರಾಂಗ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಡಿಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಫಂಕ್ಷನಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪ್ರಮಾಣ. ಪ್ರಮಾಣದ ಯುಸೇಜ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಫೆಕ್ಟ್, ಪ್ರಮಾಣದ ಫಂಕ್ಷನಿಂಗ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಫೆಕ್ಟ್. ಪ್ರಮಾಣವನ್ನು ಬಳಸುವುದರಲ್ಲಿ ಲೋಪ ಬಂದಿದೆ, ದೋಷ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ವಸ್ತು ಯಥಾತತ್ವವಾಗಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗದೆ ಒಂದಕ್ಕಿನ್ನೊಂದಾಗಿ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವಿ. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಒನ್ ಡಿಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲವೇ? ಸಿ, ದೇರ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಡಿಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಪ್ರಮಾಣ, ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ನಾಟ್ ಸಿ ದ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಒನ್ ಡಿಫೆಕ್ಟ್. ಬಟ್ ಅನದರ್ ಈಸ್, ಈವನ್ ಇಫ್ ದ ಪ್ರಮಾಣ ಈಸ್ ಡಿಫೆಕ್ಟ್ಲೆಸ್, ಪ್ರಮಾಣದಲ್ಲಿ ದೋಷವಿಲ್ಲದಿದ್ದರೂ, ಈವನ್ ಇಫ್ ದ ಪ್ರಮಾಣ ಈಸ್ ಡಿಫೆಕ್ಟ್ಲೆಸ್, ದೆರ್ ಈಸ್ ಅನ್ ಅವಿದ್ಯಾ. that is atmanatmanoritara adhyasah. Pramanas moola swarupa is consciousness only. It is the consciousness that is appearing as pramana. It is the consciousness that is appearing as anything. So here the defect is not in the pramana. The very pramanatvam, pramana itself comes into being due to adhyasa. Because consciousness has to be mistaken for perception and inference, or the mind and sense organs. Consciousness has to be mistaken as mind and sense organs, and mind and sense organ has to be seen as a consciousness. So this adhyasa is required for even the pramana to be correct pramana, defective pramana, doesn't matter. Any pramana requires adhyasa. Without adhyasa, there would be only one non-dual consciousness, like in deep sleep. Okay. Therefore, he says, for avidya, for vyavahara to be in ignorance, vyavahara is due to ignorance, not because there is any defect in the pramanas. Pratikula anukula vijnana samutpatti matramiti siddham tatra yaduchyate pramana janitatvat vijnanasya na vidya purassaratvam vyavaharasya iti. See, the knowledge which we gain is born of defectless pramana. The knowledge that is born nirdushta pramana. Defectless. Nirdushta pramana. The knowledge which you gain may be on account of defectless pramana. ದೋಷವಿಲ್ಲದ ಪ್ರಮಾಣದಿಂದ ಹುಟ್ಟಿರುವ ಜ್ಞಾನವಾದರೆ ಪ್ರಮೇಯವು ಹಾವೆನ್ನುವಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹಗ್ಗವೇ ತಿಳಿಯುತ್ತದೆ, ಯಥಾವತ್ತಾಗಿ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ತಿಳಿಯುತ್ತದೆ. ಪ್ರಮಾಣದಲ್ಲಿ ದೋಷವಿಲ್ಲದಿದ್ದರೆ the object of knowledge is known correctly. If there is no defect in the pramana, the object of knowledge is known correctly and there is no defect. If your mind is pure, that means there is no defect. Then you see the rope instead of seeing the snake. So just because you see the rope, just because there is no defect in your pramana, ಅಂದರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಮಾಣದಲ್ಲಿ ದೋಷವಿಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ಹಾವಾಗಿ ನೋಡುತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಹಗ್ಗವನ್ನೇ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ, ಇಷ್ಟು ಮಾತ್ರದಿಂದ ಪ್ರಮಾಣವೇ ಅಧ್ಯಾಸ ಮೂಲಕವಲ್ಲ ಎಂದು ಹೇಳಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಪ್ರಮಾಣವೇ ಅಧ್ಯಾಸ ಮೂಲಕವಲ್ಲ ಎಂದು ಹೇಳಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಅಂದರೆ ಇಷ್ಟಿದ್ದರೂ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಪ್ರಮಾಣ ಈಸ್ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ಅಧ್ಯಾಸ, ಪ್ರಮಾತೃತ್ವಂ ಈಸ್ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ಅಧ್ಯಾಸ, ಪ್ರಮೇಯಂ ಈಸ್ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ಅಧ್ಯಾಸ. ದಿಸ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಲರ್ನ್. Okay, pramana janitvatvat vijnanasya. So since the knowledge is born of defectless pramana, nirdushta pramana, you can't say there is no avidya, na avidya purassaratvam vyavaharasya. In that knowledge and the knowledge based activity is not due to avidya, you can't say. It could be avidya. Vyavahara tanna samichinamiti spashtam bhavati. Therefore, his argument is wrong. Since the knowledge is born of a defectless pramana, you can't say the very pramana, pramata, prameyam itself is not involves no adhyasa. You can't say. Okay. Therefore, na vidya purassaratvam vyavaharasya iti samichinam spashtam bhavati. Therefore, this becomes very clear. Drishyatehi pramanajanitam vijnanam. We see a knowledge born of a correct pramana. Correct means defectless pramana. Pramanajanitam vijnanam tatkruta vyavaharascha. And your behavior, your reaction based upon that understanding. If you understand it to be rope, you understand it to be rope because there is no defect in your pramana. Pramana is revealing the object correctly. Therefore, there is no bhranti. Yes, there is no bhranti. You see the rope correctly. But in spite of that, even if you see the rope alone, which is a correct knowledge, yet you can't say that the pramana, prameya, pramatru involves no adhyasa. You can't say that. Because defective pramana is one thing and the very adhyasa is another. So, nirdushta pramana janitatvat vijnanasya na vidya purassaratvam vyavaharasya iti tanna samichinam iti spashtam bhavati. Next, drishyatehi pramana janitam vijnanam. See, the knowledge born of a defectless pramana is a correct knowledge. And tatkuta vyavaharascha, and your behavior based upon that correct knowledge. First, there is a correct knowledge because there are no defects in the pramana. There are no defects in the pramana, then your knowledge is a correct. And your behavior issuing from that correct knowledge. Your behavior born of correct knowledge. Therefore, tatkuta vyavaharascha sampratipanna viveka bhaveshvapi pashvadishu. He says, your pramana, with pramana being defectless, prameya knowing correctly, and pramatrutvam, all these things are understood as a mithya. For whom? For Vedanti. So, adhyasa, in spite of pramana being correct, in spite of prameya known correctly, even if you know the prameya correctly, even when pramana is defectless, even when your pramatru is also defectless, yet this pramatru, pramana, prameya, all this is due to adhyasa, due to avidya. So we are talking avidya. Avidya is of another level. People don't see these levels, that's why they get confused. Drishyate hi pramana janitam vijnanam tatkurta vyavaharascha sampratipanna aviveka bhaveshvapi pashvadishu. This kind of pramana vyavahara and behavior based upon the knowledge, these two things you see very much similar to animal, because animal also involves atman, atmanor itaretara adhyasa. Human being also involves atman, atmanor itaretara adhyasa. Okay. Therefore, all this correct knowledge, correct pramana, correct pramata, all this is due to adhyasa. Because animals have an adhyasa. Similarly, we also have an adhyasa. Here there is no difference between us and animals in involving adhyasa. Presupposing adhyasa in all our activity is common to both. Tat samanya darshanat vyutpatti matamapi purushanam pratyakshadi vyavaharaha tatkalaha samanaha iti nischiyate. Therefore, we determine that tat samana vyutpatti samanya darshanat. Therefore, even the intelligent human beings, not intelligent animals. There may be difference between animal and human being in terms of intelligence. Yet, his intelligence and its less intelligence, both are due to avidya. This is the point. Tat samanya darshanat vyutpatti matamapi purushanam pratyakshadi vyavaharaha tatkalas samanaha. Therefore, even if he is an intelligent person, learned person, when he is doing vyavahara, he will have to do the same thing. No difference. Purushanam pratyakshadi vyavaharaha. The life of perception and inference is samanaha, is exactly similar to animals. Tat samanyam nama tena pashvadi vyavaharena samanyam, similar to animals. Sveshtanishta prepsa jihase tatra tatra tattat sadhana sadhanata vijnanotpattihi tataha tat sadhanopapa tat sadhanopadana purvakam tat prapti pariharayoh pravritti nivritti cha ityetadhi sarvam samanam bhayorapi. By using pramanas, recognizing the object as favorable, unfavorable is common to animals and us. And once you find it favorable, go after it. You find unfavorable, then you avoid it. Even this behavior is common to animals and human beings. Therefore, adhyasa is common there. Therefore, tatra tatra pariharayoh samanam bhayorapi. Knowledge and your reaction. Okay. Now, tasyasya samanyasya darshanat. Therefore, their knowledge and reaction being similar. Vyutpatti matamapi purushanam pratyakshadi vyavaharaha tatkalaha samanaha. Therefore, even if a learned person, even if a scholar, the behavior of a scholar is same as all other ignorant people. तादृश प्रेप्साजिहासा निमित्त प्रवृत्ति निवृत्ति काले एव कालो यस्य प्रत्यक्षादि व्यवहारस्य सोयं पश्वादिभिः समानः. He is just similar to animals. पश्वादौ अविवेक पुरस्सर एव इत्यवगम्यते. But animals do not have an understanding of their Atman. Do they? Do the animals have an understanding of Atman? They don't have, because that's why they identify with their body. Every animal feels the identity with its own jati. Cow identifies with another cow. Dog sees that I belong to another dog jati. Like the samanaha pashvadau aviveka purassaraha. Sad, their behavior due to adhyasa is common to human being and animals. भवतु नाम विवेकज्ञानं पुरुषाणां न तत् प्रत्यक्षादि व्यवहारोपयोगी न हि पुरुषाणां व्यवहारे पश्वादिकृत व्यवहारात् कश्चित् दुष्यते तत्काले विवेकज्ञानस्यापि यदुपपादकत्वेन व्यवहारकारणकोटौ प्रवेशः स्यादिति भावः. एवं च प्रत्यक्षादि व्यवहारान्तरपाति पुरुष. That means same thing is repeating. So the knowledge of the favorability, unfavorability, and knowledge of pravritti, your reaction to it, all this is common to animals and human beings. Animals have adhyasa because they don't correct adhyasa. Any human being also has the same adhyasa. When you compare with other jnanis and bhaktas, those who are free from adhyasa, then you can see the difference. We just go to jnanis only to verify how far we are, where we stand, isn't it? So we compare, we see this where we stand. So from this we understand that there is an adhyasa. Without adhyasa you would not be pramatru, there would not be pramana, there would not be prameya. Therefore adhyasam paraskritya sarve pramana prameya vyavaharaha. This is the statement of Bhashyakara. But here in this present context he says, pramananam avidya purassaratvam. Even pramanas presuppose avidya. I'm just saying, I'm not able to get the quotation, Bhashyakara quotation. Yes. Therefore, even the learned scholars also find things favorable, because that I am the body, I am the sense organs and mind, this identification is there, common even to the learned human being, very highly skillful, learned, extraordinary, intelligent jiva, human being, when compared with animals, they have got extraordinary intelligence. Okay. Based upon this, can you say that there is no adhyasa? No. In fact, this only points out adhyasa. Adhyasa is necessarily required to be able to be pramata. In the absence of pramata, nothing is seen there. Therefore, vyavahara kale, it is samanaha. Samanata proves that there is adhyasa. Because an animal is ignorant, everybody knows. Therefore, if anybody, any other living being is similar to animal, then you would become like animal only. But it is not here. Here this example is different. Life is different. Therefore, it is the pramana, pramata, prameya, all this is within adhyasa. Even if your pramanas reveal correct knowledge, still adhyasa. See. Shastra vyavaharasyapi adhyaprasa. Now here he told, Laukika vyavahara is due to ignorance. Now he says even the Shastriya vyavahara is due to ignorance. This point we will discuss later. I think 47th point mugiyitu. 46th. ಈಗ 47th ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು. ಇದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಭಾಷ್ಯ ಇದೆ. ಇದು ಹೇಳಿಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಇದು 6th ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರೀಯ ವ್ಯವಹಾರಸ್ಯಾಪಿ. ದೆನ್ ಅಧ್ಯಾಸ ಪ್ರಕಾರ. Next point will be adhyasa prakara and thereafter conclusion. Okay. I don't know how many days it will take, maybe 1 month. 1 or 2 months I think we are going to conclude the Sugama, because there is nothing much. In 1 or 2 months. 1.5 to 2 months maximum, I think we will conclude Sugama and think of something else. Okay, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om.